Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. I hope everyone is doing okay. I like to light a candle because I pray for my followers, but my lighter burned out. So, okay, this video is cheaper stockpile and cheaper meals. So, I must be some kind of mechanical learner because I learn by doing stuff. So I've been diligently stockpiling food, and this just occurred to me in the last couple of days, and I'm so glad it did. So I mentioned to you guys that I was going to make some baked beans. Okay, this is some good tea. This is some kind of green tea. It's pretty. This is my new, look how pretty my, okay, so I have pretty much had this recipe all my life, ever since I was a kid, really. Let me show it to you. Why I like this recipe is because you can store it, or you can buy it for, here it is. And it's not hard to make. Okay, 3 tablespoons chopped onion. I use the small can of pork and beans, and I use dry onions, and I have another bottle of dried onions up there. That's not something I want to be out of. And 3 tablespoons butter. So you would cook the raw onions in the butter, but I use dry. And then I had, I think these are the best pork and beans. 1 pound, 15 ounces, 6 wieners, 1/3 cup brown sugar. Okay, I use for a small batch 2 hot dogs that I cut up pennywise, and 1 hamburger patty because I like my pork and beans meaty. 1 teaspoon of prepared mustard. I just use regular mustard. Instead of 1/3 cup brown sugar, I just used about a tablespoon of molasses. You can use brown sugar, you can use ketchup, whatever you have. You can use pancake syrup. 1 teaspoon celery salt. I had celery seeds, so I just used those. You cook your meat, except the hot dogs, like your hamburger, and you drain the grease off. Then you just add the onions, the pork and beans, the hot dogs, the brown sugar. I use molasses, the mustard, and the celery salt. You can use celery. And then you bake 350. It says 40 minutes, but that's for a big batch. So that's the pork and beans. That's the old-fashioned way. And believe it, these are good. Okay, so then to go with my pork and beans. Okay, where's the spoon? Let's get some. And then you can eat the rest tomorrow. I have enchiladas in the refrigerator, and those are good for a couple days. You know, I eat them, so here we go. If you have a party and you take your pork and beans, they will be gratefully consumed. Okay, this is my cornbread, and this one turned out really, really good. I am getting pretty good at the cornbread. Okay, so I'll just cut a little. You could make muffins. I like. Okay, now, here it is. This is half a batch. What I like about this recipe is no leftovers. Okay, so now I got this recipe out of Julia Child's cookbook. So a while back I thought, wow, if I should ever have to eat cornbread, I want some good cornmeal. So I bought this. So 1 to 2 eggs. Uh-oh, I don't remember adding the eggs. 1 cup milk, 1 teaspoon salt, 2 cups, it'd be 1/2 cup flour. I use half and half flour and cornmeal, 2 tablespoons melted butter, 2 to 4 tablespoons sugar, and 1 tablespoon of baking soda. So this is a forgiving recipe. I use homemade butter, so that might have been, I really don't remember adding the egg. I don't think I did. It still turned out really good. I couldn't wait. I already ate some. And then I have some homemade butter. I made about 1 pound of butter, and I froze half. And I guess I was doing a lot of cooking, so I'll just put a generous amount. I make my own butter. I just blend heavy cream in the blender, and this was Walmart butter, and the whole thing hardened up into butter. There was no way, so that was awesome. And then I like honey. So I won't be sitting around. You know, I'm seeing some stuff out there and I'm thinking, wow, people, you should subscribe to my channel. Okay, and now I have something exciting. I harvested 4 mini turnips. Yes, 4. And I thought, I am going to harvest these before some creature in my backyard. Okay, so now the idea is, one thing that's gonna really help is learning to grow food indoors and outdoors. These are good. You know, when you grow them little, you grow them yourself. They taste good. This kind of makes it all worth it. I think 2 days ago, I was hauling dirt. And then I bought these mini cucumbers at Smart Ralph's. So I want to eat this. I got 5, and I planted 3 in my backyard. I just cut them up and planted them in my backyard. If they grow, good. If they don't grow, that's fine. I gotta show you something. In my garden, because I have, you know, as soon as there was space, see this little plant? I have these tiny plants all over my backyard. And what I'm doing is, as some of my plants sprout, I just plant more. And some of the stuff, some of the plants could have been healthier, but you know, when I think about just throwing cherry tomatoes in the backyard, the fact that anything sprouted at all is really amazing. All the plants that, this is some squash plants that I planted out of my, the seeds out of my squash. So here we have it. Okay, yummy. Okay, now I want to, I bought marked down fruit today. And so you might be thinking, why did you buy fruit? Well, because I learned when I went to the food pantry, they gave us a whole bunch of fruit, and guess what? I ended up eating it. So this was 5 apples for $1. This was a bunch of tangerines and 2 lemons and some kind of a nectarine for $1. Sometimes I just squeeze the juice out, and this is some nectarines and some lemons. Lemons are the best because I make a lot of Oh, in my milk, in my cornbread, I added 2 tablespoons of vinegar to make buttermilk. Okay, so now I have this apple that was about 20 cents. And I wanted to buy some apples because I plan on making some applesauce. I also need to make some more yogurt because the last time I made the yogurt, it didn't result in too much yogurt. I have some stuff going on the next couple of days. I need to do a little shopping, and so that kind of messes up my my exercising at the gym. So okay, this is in pretty good shape. So what I do is I just cut off anything I don't like. And this is like when I make, I don't eat apple pills anyway, so it's easy for me to see what's going on. And I got this fruit for $1 a bag at Smart and Final. So these are big apples. So I'm gonna have plenty of apple when I cut out the spots that I don't like. This is what they did in the olden days. For one thing, the plant, the stuff, right, you know, we're very spoiled with really fresh fruit. I think we should all be pursuing fresh fruit. Okay, so a little spot. So I wanted to demonstrate this. Here it is. So what I've been making is various fruit desserts. I'm trying to get into the habit of making more, and then I just eat it off of the core. So, but this is for my dessert. I could make homemade cottage cheese. Just heat your milk to almost boiling. Add a couple tablespoons of vinegar and let your milk coagulate, and then drain it, and then you have cottage cheese. But I have a little bit of yogurt, so I want to use that up. So this yogurt tastes really good, but I think it, I think it was strawberry. That is fine. So I bought a yogurt, you know, to, so let's see. Get used to the homemade stuff and you will never want to eat store-bought again. And if you want to, you can make yogurt out of your own culture. Just save about 3/4 of a cup. So here is my fruit dessert. And what I do is I just like to dip my fruit into my yogurt like chips. I stopped into Smart and Final because I like to buy my toilet paper there. And then I saw the 3 bags of fruit and I said, I'm going to buy these. Now if my fruit started getting away from me, which it won't, I just put it by my dumpster and somebody takes it. Now, I'm simplifying my stockpile. And I saw this older woman about my age, and she had one of these little carts, you know, where you take your own, and in it she had a big bag of rice and a big bag of bread. And I thought, that is so easy and that is so smart, and you're not going to go hungry if something happens. And then I stockpile canned beans like this. So, rice, bread, and canned beans. And then I have a big bag of instant potatoes, and I will be buying some big bags of oatmeal. And then powdered milk and peanut butter. Okay, I want to tell you, I don't get up and go to the food pantry, for nothing. I'm saying to myself, what in the world is going on here? And I wrote it down. All right, lots of fruit and vegetables. So I make sure in my house I have lots of fruit and vegetables. Bread, 2 loaves for one person, 2 loaves a week. And back in the day, back in like colonial times, 75% of the food was bread. So when there's a wheat shortage, believe me, there's going to be famine in the world. Bread, milk. I was able to get, last time I went, I was able to get a gallon of milk, and I froze the milk, and it's in my freezer. Cereal. 1 week was this really good cereal from Trader Joe's, and 1 week was oatmeal. Beans. They gave me a large like plastic, I guess, container of refried beans that were really good, and I froze some of those. Cheese, I had that. I'm rethinking this cheese thing because it was very expensive cheese, and sometimes I can get the good stuff at grocery outlet. And so there was this girl in front of me, and she had this big bag of chips. I told you about that. But if you get the good tortillas and you fry them, there's no sense to buy chips, because the good quality tortilla chips, like the ones I got at the food bank, are just as good as chips. She had a big can of cheese and a can of beans, so that's what she was going to have. But she said if she had meat, she would put chicken or carne asada on that. So I told her, if you drop by here every night, you're going to be able to get your meat marked down. Yesterday, I bought a chicken for $3. That was a really good chicken at Walmart, and I froze all of it except for the 2 legs, which I ate for lunch today, and last night I ate 2 wings, and I had 2 pieces of pizza that I bought at Ralph's on the $5 day. Okay, so for the food bank, pancake mix, peanut butter, and lunch meat. And I want to mention about these baked beans. You can also add Vienna sausage. You could, instead of hamburger, and these are the Ralph's turkey hot dogs. You get 8 for $1.25, and they're very tasty. Vienna sausages, ham, Spam, bacon. Most of the time, I've always used bacon, but hamburger's good. Pork sausage, or load them down with tomatoes, celery, whatever vegetables you like. Also, you can serve a big side of French fries with this. That is really good. Let me give you a shot of this page in case you want it. Some people are visual. I try to show you the cans and stuff because I have these followers from another country, and I watch their videos and I can figure out what they're trying to say if they show me, Prepper Princess did a good video, a stockpiling video. Go to Prepper Princess. It was really good. She does things in a little bit different way than I do, but she's a little bit more prosperous than I am. But I love to see her house. I've been following her for years. So Prepper Princess, and it was her stockpiling. I tend to stockpile like in a very inexpensive way because, I was a single, and, I did work hard though. All right, now I want to mention this. This goes back to this situation that's going on that's a little bit troubling. We started out in support of the U country, and what has happened is we have a Cold War. So it is escalated, and I have lived through the Cold War. And when I was a kid, we were actually terrorized with the fact that we could be attacked and nuked. So I want to mention something that I was going to mention the other night and I forgot. And this has to do with, should we worry? Should we not? Okay, first of all, I don't think we should. Right now, it's like, we're at a Cold War. Like, we're lined up, one side here, one side there. We have our allies, they have their allies. So now, I'm trying to find these places I wrote down. Because this is well worth thinking about. Okay, like in my case, something could possibly hit us because we have the military bases here, the Marines, the naval bases. We're a military town, San Diego. So, places that, and so if we were hit, you want to say, do I live 30 miles away, 20 to 30 miles away from where the blast might happen? I actually do, and I realize that I have mountains on 4 sides, which should help a lot. But here we go. Places that most likely would be hit would be military bases, submarines, naval carriers, submarines, those kind of things. Also critical infrastructure, also large cities, maybe tech cities. So usually lately they've been letting us know when something is about to happen, but you need resources to evacuate. You need a plan. You need to be prepared for power outages. Okay, so the best way to prepare for power outages is always to live without as much use of power in utilities as you possibly can. And then most likely there would be multiple hits all at once. Like remember 9/11? Also, we are now in a situation where we might experience domestic or terrorism overseas. Also, we have to be prepared for cyber attacks, insertion of viruses, also like hijacking of our grid. Also insertion of viruses, stealing of vital information, data hacks, all kinds of hacks. So the main thing, destabilizing the banking, and the main thing is what we need to think of is, okay, when like right now we're not in possession of all the facts. I mean, do we know all the facts? No, you might even be thinking, what the world is going on? But it's important to think critically. So the facts are, we went from giving assistance to the Ukraine to a Cold War situation, right? So it's another thing is when people are confused, they do not tend to critically think. So, as of right now, we have time to do a bit of preparation. So I would say one big danger would be a recession. So I have been through a lot of recessions, and what I know from my experience, the first one I remember, I was in college in Utah, and the teacher said, well, you know, what happens is people quit sending their kids to college. But as of this point, 46% of the U.S. population is college educated. So, the problem is when the recessions are bad, and this was mentioned, people start selling stuff. Like everybody doesn't go, oh my God. No, we see houses for sale, cars for sale, boats for sale, any kind of property for sale. People are selling to get cash to pay their bills. Also, we see, like, I was in Target today, and they're dropping their prices maybe to compete a little bit with Walmart. And we see $5 meals coming back to McDonald's. So we see these big companies are kind of trying to cater to the public who might not be spending at will. But the most important thing we can do is save our money. Okay, and then, you know, like, it seems like actual attacks are on countries that are smaller, or areas like these fires in Hawaii. Also, if you live in a place that's hurricane prone. But basically, you know, these attacks are kind of on smaller places, like territorial grabs. So, and also small countries relying on larger countries to protect them after they attack or after they wage war. So that is what has happened too. I mean, when we critically think about it. And so, like, some of this stuff is not popular, especially with some of the Europeans. But if I lived in Europe, I would be gearing up for the worst. I'm not panicking, but I'm definitely making sure I have rice, bread, and canned beans, potatoes, oatmeal, powdered milk, and peanut butter, shortening, and Crisco. That is a good way. So now think about growing year-round. Okay, so, you know, I have a few turnips, but if you buy all these fruits cheap, you can, and you grow food, you can preserve and can, freeze, and dehydrate. Also think about pasta and cheese, so you can make macaroni and cheese. You're gonna need some flour to make some macaroni and cheese. So, okay, that is that for today. At this point, I mean, it's a tension-filled time, because a trade war is, we try to harm their economy, and then they try to harm our economy. And then I have noticed something interesting about when I worked in unstable salons. Aggression does not mean stability. Stability is the key. So the more, and so like I would see them acting very aggressive, and I would think, oh my God, you better start looking for a new job. So, like, you know, the thing to do is, like, as each person is stable, then the whole group is stronger, you know, like water, food, gas, cash. Okay, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And God bless you all.